Are you ready for another sketchbook tour? Because that's what we're doing today. So I just finished my latest sketchbook, and as you can see, I started it back on March, or in March I should say, and I finished this past week. So funny enough, this is my old sketchbook, which I started in August 2019 and finished in March 2020. And then here we go, I started this new one, and then I finished in August of this year. So it looks like I'm kind of going through and just cranking these puppies out now, which is good. That means I'm inspired, and I have a goal in mind. I'm trying to really fill up my pages as much as I can because I want my sketchbook to be interesting to look at. So I covered this sketchbook with my stickers that I normally sell online, which I do have a bunch on my website. So if you see any that you like, these are my food pun stickers. And I just really liked how all the colors kind of meshed together, and I just thought it was really fun instead of painting it to do something a little different this time. So starting with page 1 was actually, this is my first page, but I did not do this one first, ironically. This was my travel sketchbook. I think I kind of showed it to you guys in the last video. I was bringing it to work when I was working at Painting with a Twist, and I was actually doing studies in the book with acrylic, so that when I was teaching, I kind of like I gave myself a little quick study before I taught the class. So yeah, and then I would just do little doodles, and I think I did actually a few of these pages, just some doodling. And then here, I think this was like the last page I did when I decided to make this into my new sketchbook. And so I went back and did the first page, which is, I don't know if you guys have seen this show. It's great. Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. Awesome show, a lot of fun. This is Color Soft Derwent pencils. They are really fun. I love using them in my sketchbook. It's kind of very buttery. If you like a harder pencil though, it's definitely not what you're gonna want. So this is some doodles I did. Now I can announce I worked with Upper Deck doing the Goodwin Champions Aesop's Fables set, and so these are a lot of my sketches. If you're following my Instagram, you've probably seen some of my finished photos. Back when quarantine first started, in March when I started this book, this was the Stay Home and Draw Challenge. That was from Drawloween. I love Drawloween. I do them every year. I actually like that one better over Inktober. And this was one of their prompt lists. I think it was the Cactus Cafe was the name of the prompt. So that was my little version of it. I do a lot of Jazza's Arty Games stuff just to kind of like play around with characters. This one was a magical bird that wears a little hat who collects badges and pins. So I was really into drawing animals for a while. I still am. I love animals. This is more of my Aesop's Fables stuff. More studies and whatnot. Who doesn't love Chuck E. Cheese? I was just playing around with my Caran d'Ache crayons in my book. This is more Aesop's Fables. More studies. This is actually Caran d'Ache crayon, but also it's based on a painting by a really talented artist I follow on Instagram. I want to say it's Mike Bennett, but I might not remember that correctly. I'll put his Instagram down below. He's got some beautiful, beautiful artworks. Some Spider-Man. I was working on a cover idea for a blank cover that I have, which I finished, and I'll get to that. There's more in this book. These are my 6 fan arts. Kurt Cobain, Moira Rose, Cisco, Spider-Gwen. These are more of my 6 fan arts. I had Cubby from Gummy Bears, Cisco Ramon again, 11 from Stranger Things, and then these were some doodles. I think I have more coming up. Yeah, of children's book page I did for a friend of mine. This is another one of the Jazza's Arty Games prompts. I started a year ago, and I finally started working with it, and there's more in here, but you'll see. Oh, I had just read Jughead's Time Police. It was so good, and I love the idea that Jughead was time traveling, and I thought how funny it would be if he met the doctor, and since this is our current doctor, Jodie Whittaker, that's where that came from. I think I'm going to make this into a print, too, because I really enjoyed this. So that might be at one of my next shows. If we ever do shows again, who knows what's going on. But if not, it'll definitely be on my website. Here's Jean as, oh God, Van Gogh. I love the idea. I was working with Nice Rice Designs. We were doing these Bob's Burgers character mashups with classic paintings, and that was my Van Gogh self-portrait, but it was with Jean. And then this was some work I was doing for fun for Armchair Imagineering. This idea was to create a food cart for a haunted forest themed attraction area. So this was mine. And then of course I tried to do mermaid. I've never done mermaid before. I thought how cool would it be to kind of mash up the prompts with 80s stuff. And then I did the first one. I did a couple more. Let's see if I have the book. I did a few more in this book because I actually had redrawn that because I wanted to do it on marker paper so I can do double-sided. And then I think I gave up. Yeah, that was my last one because I started realizing I didn't really like drawing mermaids. It's just not my thing. And this is actually Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's as a merman. I was working on some sketch card series that I did. It was from Artists Unite, 90s, 80s. I did a couple different ones, and these were a couple sketches from there. This was more of a children's book stuff for a friend of mine. This is a sketch for a painting I'm going to do for my mom. When I was a little kid, my grandma owned a video store, and I used to sit after school and hang out and watch the TV and like draw, and my mom would be working. And I just thought it'd be something that she would like. This is an idea. That's the comic book cover idea that I had started. I just thought it'd be really funny to mash up Deadpool and Spider-Man together. I know they're buddies. Here's an Abed from Community. I don't know if you watch that, but it's great. This is a finalized version of that idea. And this was just something I read like back in 1999. I was doing comics for my, I went to Long Island University before I went to RISD, and I was working on the school paper doing comics, and I found this really funny thing in a newspaper. Obviously it was a gag, I think. So I just thought it was funny, and I wrote it down, and I thought one day I'm going to do something with that, and that was what I did. So this is some more Rick and Morty drawings and ideas that I had. This was, this became an actual magnet that I was doing with a friend, real life candles. I did magnets for her boxes. She did a Rick and Morty box. It was awesome. Some more Rick and Morty doodles. Just some more doodles. I don't even know. This was a really old drawing that I had, I think it was from a book, and I redrew it, and I had it on a piece of paper somewhere, and I thought, oh, I love that. So I just redrew the idea. This is another practice. I was trying to draw pigeons because, here it is. Another Jazzazardi Games prompt, a fancy restaurant that has been inhabited by pigeons and features a fat skeleton. And so, of course, I did a whale skeleton because that'd be really fun. This is also going to be made into a painting, and I'm currently working on this one, which is a 1980s drive-through that is controlled by unicorns and features a big fountain. I actually have started, I guess I have to skip another page or two. I started the painting. I'm looking for it. It's here off to the side somewhere. Yeah, I started it. I'm not done, but you'll see. I'll get to the next part and show you how I got there. But yeah, these are some of my quick thumbnails. These are some sticker ideas from my old pun designs that I had done when I was doing a lot of chalkboard puns. On like those little mini chalkboards that I have. I don't do them anymore because they're kind of heavy, and I realized I can replicate them easier if I do them in the computer. So this one has become a sticker recently, this has become a sticker, and then these two will be stickers in the future. Oh, this is more of my 80s sketch card ideas. A lot of John Candy. I had a gentleman who was great, and he loved John Candy, so I did a lot of different designs for him to see which one he liked the best. This is a little Bob Ross, which you will see him soon. I have a special product coming up with that drawing on it. This is going to be a sticker at some point. This is actually a Derek Loffman design. I love his work, and I was just doodling one of his drawings because I just think his characters are so fluid, and I love it. So I'm trying to become more fluid as I do things and learn from other people. Here's another sketch for that pigeon. I wasn't sure which one I was going to do. I think I like the other one, but this one's kind of fun too. This is more of my unicorn sketches, and here's my final that I actually transferred onto that board and will be painting probably today, actually. I think I'm going to work on it a little bit more. Here's some doodles of my doggie. I have a Shiba Inu. This is Stargirl. If you've ever seen the show, it's really great. I know the gentleman who actually created Stargirl. Back when I lived in LA and I worked on Robot Chicken, I was fortunate enough to meet Mr. Jeff Johns, I think 1 or 2 times. Very nice guy, and he does this great show, Stargirl. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. I think it's on the WB or the CW. Is it the CW? It's the CW now. This is my favorite show, What We Do in the Shadows. Here's some doodles of the characters. I really love to incorporate my lettering with my drawing in my sketchbook. I feel like it makes the pages look really full and fun, and it gives me a chance to kind of explore lettering, and then if I have an idea for a sticker later because of it, that's great. Like I really love this Colin Robinson one, but I don't know, I might do something with it. If you have been following my channel too, you might have seen that I've done some nesting dolls with these characters, and that video should be up. I think it was my last video. So this is, if you don't watch Community, you're missing out. I honestly just caught up this year, and it's been off the friggin' air for I don't know how many years, but it's so funny. And these 2 characters, Troy and Abed, they're my favorite. This is actually Troy, this is Abed. The names are backwards, but whatever. Hilarious, great show. It's just some doodles. If you haven't seen this movie, I really suggest it. It's funny. This is from Happy Accidents. This is Marissa Tomei. This is a really important shot in the movie, and I was just kind of doodling because I just think that it's a great movie, and I was watching it, so I was doodling. Umbrella Academy, this is when we found out they were releasing season 2. I was so excited, so I did my Umbrella Academy doodle. This I might make into a print, but I'm not sure. So here's some more just doodles. This was an old drawing that I did, and I thought it'd be really fun to redraw it, but I didn't really get too much into it. Some inspiration I pull from Cacti Guy, who's actually Guy Francis. He's one of my favorite illustrators. Here's a drawing with waffles. I don't know what she drew, but I kind of redrew a little funny thing. This was supposed to be John Benjamin from, what was that show called? Wet Hot American Summer, but it was like the prequel one. First Day of Summer Camp, or First Day of Camp or something. Luke Perry. Just some doodles. I don't know, I was just kind of messing around. Okay, so these are some illustrations of old characters I did, kind of redesigns. So this card, it was a business card, but this is a trading card. I did a bunch of different trading cards, like 10. And this is the Ice Cream Man. This is the new design for him. The Lumberjack. This is my new design for the Lumberjack. And then Super C. She was supposed to be a superhero, and that was her new redesign. Which I think it was really just me trying to kind of experiment and just see how much better I've gotten at drawing like people, because I remember how hard it was for me to draw these. I just wasn't comfortable with drawing characters and people at the time. But the more you practice, the better you get. I mean, this was probably over 10 years ago by now, so just keep practicing, you get better. This is an idea that I want to make into a painting. I did it a really long time ago, but I didn't actually do anything with it. This is a Hansel and Gretel cottage in the middle of the forest. And I thought it'd be really funny if the kids were they were like cookies, lining this cookie walkway. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to turn it into a painting. I just don't know yet. This is some experimental pens that I didn't realize, I kind of forgot I had this stuff. These Molotow Aqua Ink soft liners, and these Aqua brush markers as well. Basically, they're water soluble, so I knew that they would be, or water based, I knew they would be good in this book. They're not going to bleed through, and I just wanted to experiment with them. So that is kind of why I kind of have this weird colored lady here. I might actually take some colored pencils and work with it. Let me see if I can grab one. Let's see. So maybe adding a little bit, I don't know if you can hear that loud humming. My boyfriend is working in the garage, and it's right next to my art room here. So if you hear that, he's just doing something with his compressor. But yeah, so you can add a little more life to this just by adding some colored pencil to deepen the shadows, maybe. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. Always be experimenting. That's what your sketchbook is for, right? So this is a design I want to make into a sticker or a magnet. I really letter a lot, and I love to letter. I used to be a Trader Joe's sign artist. It's like my thing. So lettering is my cardio. This was actually from a lettering like challenge, a prompt challenge that I did a couple years ago, and I just kind of redesigned it. I think I have the old on the little chalkboard that I did, but I wanted to kind of redraw it so I can put it in the computer and go from there. So this was June Tune. I didn't want the pressure of doing every day and had to make it perfect and finished. That was tough for me. So, and I started really late because I wasn't going to do it. And then I thought, well, let me just work in my sketchbook and make like these really big sketchbook layouts of my June Tune characters. And then I tried to make it colorful and fun, and I loved the text again. I wanted to add the text. So I don't know, I might do something with this, maybe make like a fun poster where I have like a calendar and then maybe the characters are popping out of each day somehow. Maybe they're interacting. I don't know, but I'm really excited that I did this, and it spawned an idea for another project. So this is probably the only one that's actually a little bit of a cheat. Stone was the word, and I chose a weeping angel from Doctor Who. And the only reason I did that is because technically Doctor Who has been in print as a comic. So I thought maybe I could kind of get away with it, but whatever, it's my book, so just don't tell anyone. And then here, this was the last day, but I chose my big picture here to be Bob's Burgers, because who doesn't love Bob's Burgers? That's my favorite. So this was the end of my June Tune, and we rolled right into Marvel July. I did not do every day. I think I gave up after a certain point just because I got busy. Again, this is those color soft colored pencils. If you're interested, the colors are really rich, and you can get a lot of really nice stuff. Look at that layering. That's a little bit of purple on there. So you could do a lot of different things with those markers or those colored pencils, but I will say that I think I want a little bit of a harder pencil sometimes, so I do also have Prismacolor, but I think Derwent also makes a couple different types of colored pencils. So this is probably one of my favorites because I got to join two characters together, and I think I might make this into a print as well. This is Sweet Bee. I was also doing the Motu challenge, the Motu drawing challenge on Twitter, and I kind of threw her in there, but here's some more of my Marvel characters. I got tired of writing the date apparently because I don't see the date on these, even though I know they were in succession. I don't know if you guys have seen the Banana Splits. It was a show back like a long time ago, like in the 70s when my sister was a kid, and then they made it into a really cheesy movie on Sci-Fi, but it was great. I loved it because it was so cheesy. So for Deadpool, I was really excited. I wanted to do something funny because I think Deadpool has a really great fourth wall sense of humor, and I'm sure most of you think that. So I thought it'd be really fun to mash him up with Bob's Burgers. I'm definitely going to make this into a print. I think it's hilarious. It's on my list. So Thor, this one I started experimenting with having highlighter in my book because I thought it'd be really fun to bring out certain things. This Kitty Pryde is based on an Alphonse Mucha painting, which this might also become a print. I've had a couple people ask me about it, so I'll definitely consider that. This is probably one of my favorite spreads in this sketchbook because it's so colorful and so fun, and it just worked out like that. Like I didn't really plan on it being so, I don't know, it just works to me. It's probably the colors, and I just love it. I love it. I love the way the characters came out. I think I nailed it. So then we have Wolverine, Scarlet Witch. This is the most hilarious scene in Days of Future Past. I don't know if you've seen it, but if you haven't, you have to check it out. This is the best part. The dog is hilarious. Like literally a 2-second bit, but I just thought it was great. I think this was my last day of Marvel July. I did not even post this one. I don't recall. Here's some more doodles. This is a Monsters Go illustration from like a really long time ago. I actually I didn't participate in all of them, so I have a bunch saved, so every once in a while I go and I'm like, what do I want to draw? And I just kind of doodle one of those. So that was my drawing of Sharkman. Okay, so this is something for my boyfriend. He loves Godzilla, and he loves ramen, and I just thought it'd be really funny. I'm really annoyed at Disney World because they canceled my pass. And I think it probably has to do with everything that's been going on with the world. It was probably a glitch or an oversight. I never got a chance to renew. They never sent me an email, so I'm really angry. So this is my Godzilla eating ramen out of Spaceship Earth, and his tail is going to come up and be hitting the monorail because I'm just annoyed. But it's just me, so whatever. Here's some more doodles. It's going to be a painting, by the way. I'm going to do it as a painting. Some more doodles. Mitch Hedberg, Steve from Stranger Things. Oh, this was the very last day, Stan Lee, of Marvel July. I had to draw him because he's like awesome. So, this is from Reaper. If you've never seen the show Reaper, I highly recommend it. It was really funny. It was a Kevin Smith show. I think when it started out, I think he kind of phased out toward the second season, but these are the two main characters. This is Sam and Sak, or it's his last name is Wysocki. So they're best friends. They're hilarious. They have a great relationship. They always say something funny to each other. So I just took a couple lines from the show and did me lettering again. I mean, let's face it, that's what I do. Here's an idea I have for something. Don't look because I'm not done. So, and then some more Bob's Burger stuff. Stargirl, again, I like Stargirl. I drew this on the night of the season finale. I still have one more character to draw, which is Hourman, and then I think I'm gonna, and Stripesy, and I'm gonna make a print because I just really love these characters. I've been starting to watch The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. No spoilers, by the way, because I'm really loving the show and I'm trying not to read anything, or I'm only just into season 2. I don't know too much about what's going on, so nobody spoil it for me. Here's 5 from Umbrella Academy, and of course Ambrose again, or from Sabrina, and here's Sabrina. This one's my favorite though. Oh, some more Motu drawing challenge. Mermista was, I believe, last week, and this week was Cyclone, or just this past week. I think it just ended. And then some more doodles. Oh, okay, so these are characters from my graphic novel that I kind of redrew. I'll show you in my old book. I had drawn them, and the only one that I hadn't drawn was this first guy. He is kind of a mainish character. He's the manager of the video store where my main character works, so he's kind of important. So this is the old man character, and this is Larry, and they're kind of important. And so I redrew Larry. I wanted him a little more stylistic, a little more kind of fun looking, a little lankier. With the old man, I kind of struggled because he's supposed to be a really important character. He's kind of the crux of the whole thing, but I felt like he wasn't menacing enough. He needs to be menacing. That's kind of the point of his character. So I redrew it, and then I was like, no, I want to change it up. So I added this kind of very angular look to him. Notice he's asymmetrical. He has a cane. When you learn about character design, the one thing you learn is when you want a character to be appealing, you have to really kind of take into consideration very round aesthetics. Like if you look at Mickey Mouse, he's just basically a bunch of symmetrical circles. He's very round and pleasing to the eye. But if you look at a character like Jafar in Aladdin, he's very angular. He's got, he's more asymmetrical. I actually think he has a staff, so that makes sense. I didn't even put that together that I did that. But yeah, that's very angular look. So he looks a little more menacing. I wanted his nose to be a little pointy, maybe in the downward position rather than the up, because I just feel like it's maybe more of like a frown. So yeah, that was my thinking there. And then I was on a roll, so I thought, let me redraw some of my other secondary characters. So we have Chloe and Ernie, which they're kind of basically the same. I just changed her up a little bit. I looked at a little more reference for the 90s, and I thought like that was exactly what they would wear. Alicia Silverstone, I think, wore a shirt with like an overshirt like that in Clueless. And then Noah is the surfer, and I gave him more of like that Baja that Luke Perry always wore back in the 90s, especially during 90210. So, and then this is Mike. He is actually an important character to the story as well, but he's more of a secondary character, and he is actually related to Ernie. The very last page that I have is this summer picnic, because I thought, oh, how fun would it be to go on a summer picnic at the beach? But with everything going on, it's just drawings on a paper at this point. My very last page that should be here, I actually cut out, when I first got the book, because I wanted my friend to see how great this sketchbook is. Illo sketchbooks are awesome. The pages are really great. They're a great weight, and they can hold even alcohol marker. And the only reason I don't do alcohol marker is because I don't want bleed through. That's just my preference. Some people don't mind it. But yeah, so I cut this out to let her see, and then she loved it. I don't know if she got one, but if she did, I'm probably the reason. So that brings us to the end of my latest sketchbook, and I'll have another one soon. I actually just started to cover my new one. I'm gonna have to tag her, but there is a lovely young lady who does these really funny stickers. These are mostly hers, actually. This is from the Neon Retro Arcade, so if you're in LA, you better go hang out there as soon as they're able to open again. And then some more. Most of these are from Redbubble, or even, I think the other one is TeePublic? I think I got a couple of these, but I'll put her Instagram profile. She is hilarious. All her stuff is great, and these are all from Schitt's Creek. I love Schitt's Creek. Yeah, so I will share the links in the bottom there so you can see some of those people. I literally didn't even start yet. This is like blank, ready to go. I just stickered this last night because I was ready to use some stickers, and I have a ton of stickers. Look, I have a whole box ready to go for more stuff of like everyone's sticker. I have a ton of friend stickers in here. This is Nice Rice. I have a bunch of their stickers. I will link below to all the people I've mentioned, and if you're interested in any of these stickers, they're on my web shop, so feel free to go check that out. I have a ton of stuff on there too, and if you saw anything in the sketchbook that you really want to see as a print, or you're really interested in as a sticker or something, tell me, let me know. Just put it out in the comments and I'll see what I can do. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and I will definitely see you back at the drawing board.